Welcome to the Wealthy in Pajamas podcast. I'm your host, Sonya, bringing you soul guidance and business strategy so that you can find your version of wealth and well-being while doing your purpose work in the world. I'm so excited to kick off this new season while we're doing these really cool new episodes of bringing small business owners on to not only share about their creative work, but to experience soul sessions. So you can get an actual example of what this soul work is that I'm bringing to clients and why it's so powerful and why it might be helpful to you. So I have another video where I go deeper into what the Akashic records are, but I like to describe it as the documentary of your soul. And so your soul guides are bringing through insights and guidance and healing, and it's all about possibilities, not predictions, and giving you the most relevant and aligned options for your pathway forward, as well as bringing understanding and acceptance and healing for who you are, who you want to be, things from past lives that are impacting you, and really how to create the life that you want, be the person that you want to be, and do the work that you want to do. So these sessions are real small business owners coming on, having an experience, and while it is deeply personal, we cover all kinds of things from marketing and social media to money and mindset and relationships and past lives. And so I really hope that you will walk away with some wisdom and insight and inspiration for yourself. And if you appreciate this work, please like, subscribe, comment, and connect so that we can get soul work to more people and spread this beautiful healing that is so potent and available to us all. So enjoy these and please share them out, and I'll see you on the other side. Hey everyone, welcome to this new season of Wealthy in Pajamas. I'm Sonya Highfield, and I'm so excited to kick off this special series with Miss Sarah Owen, who is an amazing creative, and she's going to share a little bit about her work before we dive into our soul session today. And Sarah, I so appreciate you being here, and I'm excited because I've known you for a few years now. So I know that you're an amazing human, but can you introduce yourself and tell people a little bit about your business and your work and all the cool things you're doing in the world?
Yes, thank you so much, Sonia. I am very excited to be here. I am Sarah Owen. I run Sarah Owen Creative Services, formerly known as Sarah Owen Photography. Um, I am I like to call myself a corporate refugee. I came from a corporate background. I was an internal accountant for 12 years, grinding that corporate ladder, and just became very unhappy doing that, and recognized that like creativity is actually what fuels my soul. While I was in corporate America, started doing photography, loved it, went into that when my youngest was born. He's now 6.5. Like left corporate America full time and am just not just a mom. I'm never just a mom. I'm a mom of 2 boys and a small business owner. Um, I work out of my home. I do literally anything creative. So, I do a lot of photography still, but I also paint. I do digital art. I do a little bit of logo design. I've helped a few people do like little product designs for like shirts, tote bags, whatever it is. I have some of my own products. This is my picture right here that I drew myself. A lot of them are based on Taylor Swift because I'm also a Swiftie. Um, and I just have this focus lately on like being more community focused. I also run a support group for parents of neurodivergent children, being a parent of a neurodivergent child. Bringing that connection and support to that community felt really important to me over the last couple of years. I'm like 6 or 7 years into that journey. Um, so really just like creative community based work is what I'm doing.
Beautiful. And tell people where you're located in case they are local to you so they can
All
find you.
right. I am in Holliston, Mass, which is in like the Metro West Central Massachusetts area.
Perfect. Yeah, definitely check out Sarah's work. She has many cool products, especially, yeah, if you're a Taylor Swift fan, but also if you're needing some photography. Tell people a little bit about what kind of photography you're doing these days.
I focus mostly on family photography and then small business like branding headshot photography. Um, I also, over the last couple of years, have actually gotten into doing events, both community-based events and like small, not weddings. Actually, I have done 2 weddings, but for very close clients and friends.
We won't tell
Um,
people about that.
but like small, like bar mitzvahs, birthday parties, baby
Mm,
showers, that type of scale of event.
okay,
And
awesome.
I actually really enjoy, I've like really started to enjoy doing that just because it connects me with so many different people. And I just
Mm,
love like meeting people.
yeah, beautiful. Okay, so I'm so glad that you're here. And the question that I always like to start my interviews with is, what does wealth mean to you?
So it's actually funny thinking about it today because I have done so much like personal internal work over the last, I don't know, basically decades since my kids were born, and recognized how my entire life wealth only ever meant financial wealth. And now I don't even actually feel like it means financial wealth to me. Like, obviously financial wealth is great, but what it really means to me is having the ability to live the life that I want to live in the way that I want to live it. So, like, right now, I feel like one of the wealthiest people in the world. Like,
Mm,
I do work that I love with people that I love. The work is meaningful to me, both my creative work and my work supporting neurodivergent families. And I get to also have that flexibility to like be there for my kids and my family and support them in a way that I didn't really feel when I was younger. And not, I don't know, it's just like just being able to like be there for my family in a different way than I was when I worked full time and made tons of money, like it's not, it's such a different way to live, and it's
yeah.
been really, really meaningful.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I think that's such a good point of view because life is really about who we are in relationship to other people, right? And like
Right,
knowing that you're having positive connections and relationships and impact on the people around you and the people that you care most about, like, yeah, well, that for sure will make you feel wealthy as hell.
right. And it's like, yeah, I could be like, squirreling away money for when I retire, or I could be like being valuable and impactful on my community now.
Yeah.
And that feels wealthier to me.
Mm. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so as you're the first person in this new series that we're doing, and because you've done many soul sessions with me over the last 2 years or so, I would say, um, just before we dive in, do you want to just maybe share like a little bit about why you've been called to this work or like what you appreciate about this kind of guidance and healing?
Um, I think one of the things that I've really found over the years of doing these sessions with you is like a lot of times what comes through is something that like I almost already was feeling, or like maybe was leaning towards, and it kind of just gives me more clarity, but it also has really helped me almost like given I don't even know how to explain, like it's given me permission
Mm,
to be more authentic. Like
mm.
it's helping me like understand myself more by having all this like extra feedback from this guidance.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one thing that people find with um, the records work is that it's very affirming for your own intuition, which is so helpful. And the records are all about healing and really like self acceptance and self love. And like you said, being authentic. I think that is really, if I had to choose like one goal that I wanted people to walk away with, I think that would be it, is feeling permission to be your authentic self in the world.
Right. I feel
So,
like like in a way it's helped me recognize that like I can do things my way
mhm.
and I don't have to do things the way everybody else has been already doing it because
Yeah.
like my thing that I'm doing is my thing, not their thing.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
like I don't know, it seems so obvious saying it now, but like it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what so many people struggle with in running their own businesses is, oh, I have these ideas, but they're different than other people's, or like other people are telling me to do it a certain way and that doesn't feel quite right, but like, how do I do it?
And
So,
even in the
yeah.
same vein, when I have an idea and then somebody else does it and I'm
Hmm.
like, "Oh, that means I can't do it." Like it's
Yeah.
helped kind of like recognize that like even then we're all still doing our own thing. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Okay. Beautiful answers. Thank you for sharing that. Let's dive in today. So, how I normally do it, I will do it right now, which is I use the Pathway Prayer by Linda Howe. And so I will invite Sarah to chill out for a moment, close your eyes if it feels good. If you like to envision yourself in a pillar of white light and just sit back for a moment, breathe. I'm going to read this partially out loud, partially to myself, and then I'll say the records are now open and we'll begin our conversation. All right. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. Help me to know Sarah in the light of the Akashic records, to see Sarah through the eyes of the Lords of the Records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of Sarah have for her. The records are now open, and I'm going to keep my eyes closed to focus at first, and you're welcome to begin whenever and wherever you feel ready.
okay. The first question I wanted to ask about actually has to do with my social media strategy and if there is one platform I should focus on.
Okay, interesting. The first thing that came up was TikTok, but I think it's really because of the use of video. That feels like the important thing, and doing what feels like short videos, actually, like pretty snappy videos of kind of like I walk on the screen, I give you this one thing, and then we're on to the next. Like it's short and snappy, um, giving people like a little tidbit of like, hey, did you know? And then like dropping your event or dropping your Taylor Swift calendar, right? Like dropping one little bite-sized piece that they can grab onto. That can also apply if you were trying to share about like the support event you're doing for parents. That could also apply for that as well. A slightly different energy for that, so it can still be short and kind of like sweet, but a little calmer. So maybe not so much movement, more like sitting at your desk having a cup of coffee, like, hey, did you know there's a support group in Holliston for parents of neurodivergent kids. Like literally just that simple. And then you can give more information in the copy, in the content, in the what is it called, caption,
Yeah.
in the caption. But it feels like particularly for your products, and also the other thing about the like TikTok thing is for your self-expression. That's where it feels like maybe you feel a little more freedom to just kind of like experiment, be goofy, like do things that feel you're like, this isn't really strategic, but I just feel like putting it out there because I want to kind of like show myself. That feels like the place for that. And um, yeah, I would say like definitely doing, reels on Instagram as well, and some more like static photos can work there as well. I would say definitely highlighting your photography on Instagram. And tell me if there's something more specific that you're wanting to talk about here with like strategy.
Um, okay, so I that's very helpful, everything you said, but then my next question about strategy would be, is there something, and I don't know if it's like past lives, my life now, like what is it that is preventing me from sharing more about my work? Like I feel like I'm pretty good about like the like personal expression and like sharing about like random things I'm doing, but I
Mhm.
haven't been as good about like showing my products and showing my photography, almost like it's like I don't know, like I'm nervous about it, or I don't
Mhm.
feel like people are going to like it. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like something's like blocking me there.
Okay. Mhm. Okay, so the first thing that was coming up was this belief around what is not what is professional, but like, are you the professional? That's how it comes across, as kind of like, well, yeah, I do these things, but there's a little bit like of kind of like identity question around like, am I the professional for this? Like, am I a professional photographer? Am I a professional digital artist? And that's more right. That's more of like the underneath the subconscious, because in reality, like you're doing the thing, which means that you are it. And it's not exactly imposter syndrome. It feels a little bit more like maybe it's a little bit mix of that, but it really is about like owning, well, this is my way of being a professional. This is my version of like doing this. A little bit of like owning what you're doing. And it's not even so much like owning the expertise of it, it's more like owning for yourself, this is how I make money. Like these are fun things that I can do, but I'm not doing them um, only because they're fun. Like, yes, that's part of it. I'm following like my passions and I'm, like enjoying it, but also I'm doing this for a business. And so, yeah, it just feels like a little bit of a disconnect there of like, oh, I need to be consistently sharing these things because that leads to income. And I think it is a little bit too of a combo of like, people are not just buying the products because they're the products that they want, like they are buying it because it's you, right? And so it does feel like, yes, it's important to be sharing you. That is a piece of it for sure. But there is the other thing of like, okay, let's look at the calendar. Like, how many days did I show my products and invite people to, check them out, buy them, right? Like, kind of give more of the call to action. Like, how many days did I, put out some carousels with my photos, right? So, just a little bit more of like the logistics around like, you can put it on the calendar and make it happen. And like, knowing that like you are you as the professional are the professional. Like, that's just it. There doesn't need to be a question of like, well, am I really doing it because there's other photographers that are professional? No, you are a professional. Um, and you have every right to showcase yourself as such. Like, yes, it's fun and whimsy, and also like, this is real. This is a real thing. This is a real business. And let me just see if there's anything else that wants to come through around. Yeah, there's a little bit of, it feels like maybe partially a mix of some past life experiences of kind of being like shut down for what you're wanting to do, what you're wanting to share, but also maybe a little bit from childhood as well of like being really excited to show something and kind of being like, oh, okay, that's nice, right? Like a parent figure, someone being like, okay, not right now, like okay, good job, and kind of like dismissing you. And obviously when we're putting our art out into the world, like it's a little piece of our soul, right? Like we want it to be seen and valued and appreciated. And so, yeah, it can feel scary if it's like, well, I feel like I'm going to be rejected, or I'm not going to be heard, or I'm not going to be, like actually seen. And the thing is that the more you make yourself visible, the more you make your work visible, the better chance you have of being seen and validated in that way, which I just want to say validation is not a dirty word, right? And so knowing that like no matter what you're going to create, because that's who you are, but putting it out there, and you can even walk yourself through like, a little mini ritual as you're putting out content. You're like, okay, I'm putting this out. It doesn't matter the likes that it gets. People will see it. Someone somewhere will have, a positive spark, a little glimmer, right? Because I put this into the world. And I'm going to give myself, like pat on the back. I'm proud of you. I see you. I hear you. I appreciate you. Like, I'm proud of you for creating no matter what. And then, if there's any kind of anything else that you want to add of like, I hope someone sees this and, feels seen or find something that they need, or, like add your own little prayer, affirmation, whatever you want out into it to kind of like attach some energy to it. If that feels good, then I would use a process like that too.
Love that. I guess continuing on social media strategy, is there any advice on almost like the ratio of how much I should post that's more like personal personality content versus like this is my work, hire me, buy my stuff, sales posts?
Mm-hmm. Okay, it feels like for every one video that you do that's more like showcasing your personality, even if it is like leading to something you do, having three other like stagnant kind of posts, like carousel posts, that are more like straightforward or just showcasing your work. Um, yeah, I would say like really use those videos to like showcase your personality in a way that also like, kind of ties into what you do. But then, um, yeah, so I don't know what that ratio, one to three, something like that. Um, and that might be, whether you're doing it like once a week or within 1 week or whatever it is, but making sure that like, okay, I'm going to do a fun video and I'm going to put out a couple, like plan a couple posts that are, inviting people to book a photo shoot or talking about a product or talking about an event.
Okay, that's helpful. I think the only other thing I would ask right now is like if there's anything that I need to know.
Okay. Okay, what's coming up is some kind of like springtime celebration. Something about blooming is like coming in. Um, it feels like event based, like an event celebration of some kind. Um, and if you're doing like in-person events over the summer, it almost feels like a kickoff to something. Um, I see that related to like work with kids as well. Um, yeah, but if it feels like there's something you're preparing to like launch, start in the world, it feels like more towards May, having like a kickoff, a celebration, something that feels like a fun start to whatever is coming next. And they just want to, your guys want to give you like some acknowledgement actually for taking care of yourself in kind of all the different ways that like you've been finding support. Um, and yeah, it feels like you've put some things into place that feel really supportive that are helping you kind of in like daily life, like daily routines, it feels like, and like really being mindful of your health. Um, and they just kind of like want to acknowledge that like it feels like you're on a good track with really like mind body taking care of yourself. Also, there's one thing coming in around. Um, there's something coming in around with your mom. Um, Maybe just some, and like, you know, permission to not go into this now if you don't want to, but it feels like there's something coming up that maybe it's just like something you've been thinking about, or kind of like working, like healing through something that had happened with your mom in the past. Is your mom alive or?
She is.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, I don't know if there's something just kind of like relational that like feels like either currently working through or something that was kind of like
Like,
coming from the past.
really weird that you said that. Like, really weird. I literally just was talking to my therapist yesterday about some, like, my mom and how I'm just like a little bit worried about her.
Mm,
And because, like, my parents don't live here anymore. And not that I'm worried, more just like I worry that she like misses being here with her family and that it affects her mental health more than she recognizes because of the generation she's in.
mm,
But the really weird part is that literally yesterday in my therapy appointment is the only time I've like really actually expressed that in words. And that just is one of those things where sometimes this whole process is really freaking me out sometimes.
your soul guides know.
I know. It's like there's
Yeah.
no way anybody else knew that
Yeah.
except for like maybe my husband and like my best friend and my therapist.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. Do you want to ask anything about that, or
I
like
guess
ways to support her or
I was
anything?
gonna say, is there anything I can be doing to support her?
Yeah, so definitely like making sure that you're calling and kind of just like giving her, making sure she feels like involved in your life, even though she's not here. And that might be just more like kind of quick check ins like, hey, mom, I'm cooking dinner and I just wanted to like hear what you did today, or just tell you about like this funny thing that the boys did, or, just kind of like just those check ins that make someone feel like they're connected and involved in your life, even if they're not there. Um, if she does like FaceTime or like any kind of like video calls with the kids, um, if she can figure that out, like doing that kind of thing, I think is really fulfilling. And yeah, I think just making sure that like you're asking how she is and maybe not just letting it go when she says like I'm fine, to be like what are you up to? What are you cooking for dinner? Like, what are you guys doing this weekend? Right? Just like taking a moment to make her feel um, like seen and, just like taking that extra step to make sure she feels like someone cares to ask. Does that feel complete for this
Yes,
round?
it does. Yes, it does. That
Okay.
feels very good. Um, sometimes I just am impressed with how spot on my soul guides could be because I feel like a lot of it, like, it's funny because at one point you said, like, I'm the professional, even though it might have like whimsy and fun. And I, as I mentioned when we first got on the call, have been working on like renovating my office. And you probably can't really see it that well, but like over here, I messed up a little and like have some white paint. And I was like, maybe instead of like painting over this with this color, I'll start using all these paint spots and like making little like flowers and like painting, characters around my office and stuff, and like leaning into the whimsy and
Yeah.
letting my kids like come into the office and be like, "Oh my gosh, there's this new like Minecraft creeper painted on the wall," and like having them find little things throughout the week that and I was like, "Oh, it's funny that cuz I literally used the word whimsy in my head when I was thinking about it."
Mm.
So it's just like those little things where I'm like trying to be my, whimsical self, and
Yeah.
sometimes feel like, I'm going to turn 42 years old tomorrow. Like maybe I'm not supposed to be whimsical, but I am
You
because
are.
that's me. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
I like it.
And other people appreciate it, and like, what a fun mom to be like, hey, come to my office, look at this like new secret drawing I created. Like, that is the most fun.
Right now, we actually have the mini McDonald's Squishmallows. We have 6 of them, and I hide them among the shelves in my office, which, like, the whole wall over here is shelves. And they'll come down and be like, "Where are they?" And actually, right now, one of them's missing. So someone's going to have to find it.
I love it. That's like such a gift, and um,
And
you know,
that's what I mean by wealthy. Like,
yeah.
I live this life where like I can hide squishmallows during the day. My kids get off the bus and come down while I'm working and play find the squishmallow.
That's so beautiful, and I really appreciate it. And I mean, I just really appreciate people who like do hold on to that magic, right? And like that, yeah, that whimsy, that spark of things that like we had when we were young and is so easy to kind of push away or forget. And like,
Well, and I say often, like at some point in life, somebody convinces you that like things aren't worth doing if you're not going to make money and you're not going to be the best at it.
mm,
And like I stopped doing so many things as a child that I loved doing because I wasn't going to be the best or, get rich off of it. And it's like now I wish there's so many things I wish I hadn't stopped doing.
mm,
So I'm trying to show my kids like don't stop doing those things that you love just because someone else is better than you or there's something else that you're better at, because in the end, like I was really good at being an accountant, but it did not make me feel rich as a person.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like,
Mic drop. I think that's a beautiful way to wrap that, and such good advice for anyone who's feeling
yeah,
like, I want to go be a magical fairy sometimes and not just sit at a desk and be boring.
yes, exactly.
I love it. Thank you, Sarah. That was so beautiful. Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for being here. And we'll put the link to your socials so people can see all the fun things that you're doing in the show notes. Definitely follow Sarah. Reach out if you need some photos and you're in Mass. And yeah, thank you, everyone. I hope that this serves you. I like to say actually, this is not my quote, so let me start with that. But I heard a quote from someone one time, and I can't remember who, that said, "What's personal is universal." And so that's part of my goals with these sessions is, maybe you're not exactly Sarah, but hopefully you got something from this episode and got to witness a little soul magic in real time and have something to take away with you. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here, Sarah, and
Thank
I'll talk
you.
to you soon.
Bye.